Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. This one all about the Porsches. Yes, we're going to go racing with some A-Class Porsches. Now, I will be honest, I thought, you know what, I'll be different. I'll go and drive a Macan. I'll go for the SUV. Apparently, I wasn't the only one who had this idea. There are 4 Macans on our team. Unintentional, but there might be 4 Macans on our team. There's a Cayenne on the other one. I know I've done a bad thing. going for the SUV. Well, kind of. I don't know. We're going to see how this vehicle fares. SUVs in Horizon 4. Ooh, the first gear is very, very short. I just want to launch it in second. To be honest, if I could tell the game to launch it in second, that would be good for me. But yes, SUVs in Horizon 4 do tend to be relatively fast. They get some nice big tyres. I'm quite wide through all of there. Probably not quite where we wanted to go. Ooh, that's also not particularly helped. A little bit of a squeeze in. We've all made it around. It's been a busy first lap. 911's going to get stuck out wide. Now we're in the middle of a 3 wide. I guess the plus point is at least I do have a fairly big car. I don't have the wide body kit on the Macan Turbo, so I don't quite have as wide a tyres as some of the vehicles have got. But it is kind of lighter than some of the other options as well. So I don't know. I figured all-wheel drive, off-road, the off-road kind of racy compound tyres would hopefully be doing the trick. Oh, one of our cars has missed a checkpoint. That has plummeted. I don't know who it was. Whatever it was has plummeted down the order. That is not quite so good for us. We kind of want this in 4th place, which is actually not too bad. We're going to chase down the Cayenne. I might be a little faster than the Cayenne down the straight. It's quite even, actually. Do we have a look at turn 1? I'm going to cover the inside. Not really going to be space for that one. We'll try and go the Spectacular. No, not on the grip for the Spectacular. It was, well, actually probably wasn't really worth a try. Probably should have just fallen into line, although the Cayenne's hit the curb and lost a load of speed as well. So that's kind of made up for my little error through that first corner. Yeah, outside there is always a brave line to try and get to work. So perhaps for the best, we don't try that one too often. We are going to have a run up the hill. I think straight line speed-wise, we seemed very, very evenly matched. Maybe a tiny little bit in the Macan's favour here, but not by a huge amount. It did look like the Cayenne's got. It does look like it's got the big bash bar at the front, which is something. Ooh, that's a little too much speed. I was hoping it'd maybe have a sneak up the inside, but not quite the space for that one as we head on to the back straight once more. So, points-wise, it's very close, actually, between red and blue team. We have the lead by a few hundred points in all of this as we're barreling down towards the first corner. We're definitely not close enough to be having a look this time around, although the Cayenne is very slow. It slides its way through the corner. A little bit of lag going on. It certainly slides its way through the corner. Can we have a look underneath here? It's got a really, really big slide on the curb. I will take that position away. Thank you very much. And that will promote me up into a 3rd position. The Cayenne, though, immediately fires back past. I just wasn't even expecting there to be a car alongside there. I didn't think it was going to be able to get past down there. I would have covered the inside better had I known it was going to be there. We head back up the hill. We are close this time. Is the Cayenne going to cover? Kind of. It kind of half covers the inside. I should maybe have been a little bit braver. Had a look there. Not quite. As we head back through these final couple of corners. We're still having a look. It's still there. We're still trying to put the car underneath. Points-wise, it's go a little bit more back to if I could get past the bloody Cayenne, would give us just a little bit more comfort in terms of the points here. As we run back again down towards this first corner, we're too far back to have a look here. We're not going to be able to make this one stick. We both run a little bit wide, a small clip on the fence for me as we go through. No issues with the curve. The Cayenne's a smidge wide. I'm a smidge wide as well, though. Could have just been underneath. This time we are almost alongside. It's our turn to fire at the inside. We get the car stocked. We'll now take that 3rd place away. Points are looking good for us here on red team. I gotta say, looking good. We've got 650 points to the good here as we head up over the hill. Where is that Cayenne? Is it going to have a look? It looks a little too far back in this one as we come under brakes. And I left it too late. No! It's just a smidge too late on the brakes on my own through there. We were safe. The Cayenne wasn't close enough to have a big dive. The Panamera's really caught up, actually. As we have been fighting one another quite a lot here. That has helped that Panamera come soaring up towards the back of us. We're still having a look. Do I have a look in towards turn 1 here? Possibly. I'll be far enough along. So we're kind of almost there or thereabouts, but after my wandering wide, we did all the hard work. We did all the hard work to take that 3rd place away. And then immediately threw it away on the next corner, and then I've run wide as well. I messed it up myself through there. Ah, it could have and should have perhaps been a bit better. Actually very wide through that section as well. Panamera alongside. Panamera is a brave choice actually for A-Class. You do not get much PI to work with, so that thing is doing pretty well actually around this circuit. And the points have swung back the other way. What happened further back? We were a load of points to the good. We were like 600 odd points to the good, and it suddenly swung back. It's not gone well. I don't know, there might have been a missed checkpoint for somebody further back. Okay, there was a change at the front. Policemen are going to win, but there's obviously been bigger changes than that elsewhere. Ah, it's fallen apart a smidge at the end for us. Slightly gutted as we run towards the finish line. Do we actually outrun the Panamera? I think all of us seem pretty even in terms of straight line speed, I have to say, as we head up across the start-finish line. I threw away a third. I should have and could have been a little bit. In the end, in the grand scheme of things, elsewhere points were lost that dropped us back, but slightly very, very good battle at the end of the day. You know, that's what matters. We had a very good fun battle. The Macan is pretty damn fast, I have to say. Could have been so much better. Up next, we move to the Tarn Hows Scramble full off-road circuit. This is kind of what we want with the Macan. The Macan Turbo should be good here. The SUVs should be good here. At the end of the day, we've got the tyres for it. Not only is it snowing, it's snowing, we're off-road, we have the better off-road compound tyres than any of the cars can actually get. So there's not a huge difference, the off-road race tyres to the vehicle's rally tyres. It isn't a crazy big difference, but it is enough. And not only are they a little bit better, the tyres are wider on these SUVs. I mean, they're all-wheel drive, but the tyres are massive on the front and the rear, whereas the likes of, let's say, the 944, for example, probably won't be getting. If it will be all-wheel drive, I would imagine. Judging by the launch, it has to be all-wheel drive, and considering we're on dirt and snow, it won't have anywhere near as big a tyres as you get on the likes of the Macan. Sure, they're lighter, things like the 365 we have almost on two wheels, also lighter, although might make it a bit sketchy around here. We're going to try and chuck the vehicle in very deep through there, bounce it off a little too deep through all of that. The 944 is fighting back, so these two ran away at the front of the previous race. Not helped, well, we didn't help ourselves with that big old fight, but I don't think even if we hadn't been fighting, we would have matched them. We'll get to the inside there and we will take the lead away in the Macan. We've got to be a little bit careful out there of the bump. We're going to get a smidge of understeer. I'm not so fussed, of course, being in a big SUV. If we do run wide and we have to bat our way through a wall or a fence or something, it has the weight. It's not going to quite get slowed down by the street furniture as much as some of the smaller and lighter cars. It's still not, you don't want to do it if you don't have to, but you get away with it a little bit more in the Macan. It's a smidge wide, actually. I threw a load of speed into turn one. A little bit too much speed, I have to say, with all of that. Points-wise, are looking good. Okay, still lots of race to go, but it's a good position to be in. This one, we've got 3 red team cars in the top 4. Always got to be mindful of the bumps around here. It's easy to... I say it's easy. It's weird. Sometimes vehicles will just fall over. The 944 is behind us. It's not really close enough to be having a look into the hairpin. I think the Macan has got pretty good drive out of these hairpins. Is where it's going to be relatively strong. You should be able to get the power down out of these corners fairly well. Again, brush the fence a smidge on the inside. Some cars get really messed up by that fence. We can get away with sometimes kind of clipping it, and we don't actually lose all that much speed, which is very nice too. No, it's not quite fully flat out around that final quarter, although it's not far away from that. We're actually starting to stretch the lead a little bit over that 944 in second. It would be helpful if I didn't go visit the outside wall. Got to be a little bit earlier on the brakes, I think, is going to be the way to go through that turn, or turn one. Don't want to be quite running so wide. The gap is continuing to extend. It's not, not a crazy amount, but we are starting to pull away a little bit. This is the sort of surface, this is the sort of track that would be hoping the Macan would be good at the end of the day. He's built more focusing on the off-road, so he's built focusing on the off-road stuff, hoping that it'll be good at the tarmac as well. And so far it does seem to be doing that quite well. The 944 got quite close on the exit of the hairpin through all of that. No, Macan, come back down, no. I thought I was avoiding the bump, if I'm honest with you. Oh, that bloody bump. I was making a conscious effort. I'd seen it go up onto its side a little bit in the first one. And I was making a very conscious effort to not do it again. Or I thought I was pulling my vehicle away. I think I pulled my vehicle onto it more than anything. out of the lead of the race. Out of the lead of the race, we dump ourselves, or we go back to 4th. And that is how quick the Macan was, is the fact that we fell to 5th, we immediately repassed. I think another one of our Macans. I think the Proto was in a Macan. Another one of our SUVs anyway, immediately repassed, and we are back up to 4th. That is how quick this thing was, but... that's a silly mistake. It's a silly mistake. I was trying really hard not to make that. I thought I was deliberately pulling myself away from making that mistake again, but apparently not. That bit it's just nasty. It is just really, really nasty over here, and sometimes you hit it and it doesn't do anything. I don't quite know how any of that one works. So there we go, and now we're going to have a final. Oh, where's the other Macan gone? I have a betting that Proto fell over as well. I'm going to be willing to bet that two of us have gone now. As points-wise, we are still okay. Just nowhere near as comfortable as we were beforehand, but yeah, points-wise, we are okay as long as it stays like this. That bloody bump. I think there are some vehicles just not working out on the dirt, which is fair enough, you know, it happens. I think there must have been a few issues, seeing as the blue team's Cayenne is down in 11th. That may have been rolled or missed a check. That's obviously having a bad time. Further back there. I'm gutted because the Macan was quick, and honestly, we should probably have had a win here. We should have had a win here. It was a silly small error. Honestly, I thought I was I thought I was being careful avoiding the bump, and apparently not. Proto also did a similar thing. We are actually catching up to 3rd place. That's the pace we have in the Macan is very, very strong. However, it is going to be a 4th. The only redeeming thing is, well, sadly we may not have got a win in this one. The good news is at least we scored enough points here. You know, at the end of the day, we did score enough points here. We're going to get 2,000 points. As long as Proto comes home in 7th, I think we win regardless, which they do. I love the track that we said, oh, we've got the SUVs, it should be good. Our 2 non-SUVs are the highest placed cars. In fact, actually on both teams, the SUVs were bottom for both. Damn. I'm not even going to bloody question it. Mine there was a reason for, but... So, we are on to our next race. We head back onto the tarmac for the Princess Street Garden Circuit, where the Macan may... Oh, that's a lot of work to be doing. God, we're a long way back. Macan may not be terrible. Good news, the 944 that's been very quick is also a long way back. Bad news, the 356 is quite a long way to the front. I mean, this track might not be too bad for me. Big tyres are very good. In Forza, big tyres are very good for grip. So even though the Macan is very heavy, those huge tyres are helpful. The Macan is not as heavy as the Cayenne as well, which helps it a little bit. Yeah, may be able to get our way through. Oh, that looks like a controller disconnect by the looks of it for one of Blue Team's cars. Well, that's helpful for us, scoring some points. An unfortunate way to start a race, however. We have not had an amazing start. The Macan's not the quickest launching of vehicles in this field, so we can't really make the most of the sneaky ghost mode, work your way up through the pack kind of a stuff. Sadly, there's a big old mess at the hairpin. However, we're going to try and duck underneath some of the other SUVs. We may be able to get 8th place away here. Well, it's going to be kind of side by side all the way down the hill. It's as busy. It always is busy on the first lap. The Macan's tried to fire up the inside. It's never going to stop for that corner. It's going to be too far wide. 944 gets a big slide on, and I'm going to say thank you very much for that opportunity. We will move ourselves up into 7th place. The leaders are all bunched together. The 911 almost hit the wall. We try... Oh, that's a little bit wide. No, don't understeer towards that wall. There's a little sticky out bit of wall. Very easy to get your car caught on here. We're alongside with the 911. There's not going to be much space out here. Might be able to make this one stick around the outside if we can get the exit. Sadly, we don't. Through all of that, they're still battling away over those podium spots. The 356, I will never remember. I always get the numbers the wrong way around in that. I think has got to the lead. 911's not stopping. That's another nice straightforward pass. 944 a little bit wide actually through all of that as well. Of course, there may be some vehicles. I think most vehicles will be running rally tyres by virtue of it being winter here. You know, it's a big gamble to not run them. You'll get away with them to an extent on this circuit, but of course, if you do put a wheel on the curb that is covered in snow, you're going to be in trouble. Whereas I don't have any problems with mine. We can run this wherever the hell we like, and that is absolutely fine. At the front is the 356 and, what was it, 964 I think starting to pull away. I'm actually struggling a little bit around this circuit. We get ourselves to the inside. We might actually get a whole host of cars here as we run down towards the first corner. We're to the inside of the Panamera. We try and outbrake that. The Cayenne's on the inside of us, though. We end up out a little bit wide. All of the excellent corner all got a little bit undone by the Cayenne through all of that, which I think is actually, yeah, I think the Cayenne was trying to get out of the way, just misjudged it a little bit, or sort of give the position back, just misjudged it, sadly, while that's it's a difficult place to, there's probably a bit better waiting up over here. I appreciate, though, the waiting to give the place back. It puts us to 6th. Now, we're a little bit further back from this group head. The good news is, points-wise, we're doing well here. We are doing very well indeed. A selection of our cars are working rather wonderfully. It's kind of a shame to see where we may possibly could have been had things gone better into turn 1. For us, don't hit the wall. They're sticky out little bits of stairs and so on. Really easy to clip, really easy to catch your car on them and get yourself into a lot of trouble. We are fine, though, for this lap around. The 944's to the inside of our other Macan. Is going to have a look for that one. Looks like they're going to get that completed, and I'm a little bit too late on the brakes. We just wander wide. It's not really what I wanted to be doing in all of this. But we've got first and a third, which is pretty good. Points-wise, again, it's not looking too shabby for us around here. I've got first and second. Now the Panamera moves up into that second place. Can I catch up to... I kind of want to be the best of the SUVs. You know, if we're going to... I actually have liked driving this Macan, and if we're going to do this, I want to be the best of the SUVs, if at all possible. We've got one more lap to find our way past Proto. In general, our Macan does seem to have been working a little bit better around these circuits so far. I wonder, I don't know whether we genuinely had the pace to match the cars further up. I think perhaps not around this particular second. Maybe even with the tyres, these Macans are a little tiny bit too heavy. We got one lap to go. Where are we going to find a way past? Nothing behind us to worry about, but turn 1, we're way too far back. We're going to be a little bit sneaky with the line, but we're too far. Get a really good run into turn 1. Can we do it on the run up the hill? We're actually going to get alongside. It's always dicey going for a pass. I'll do it on my teammate, though, because we know they'll give us, hopefully they'll give us space, and indeed we do. Get a better run at the exit of turn 2 all the way up the hill. They were kind. Proto was kind, gave us plenty of room, and we will get past. In the end, I think we have got just a slight bit quicker of the SUVs. It's a 1-2 for red team. It is 3-4 for blue team. I've just swapped positions. The 944 moves up into that podium spot. There's nothing I can do for the rest of this race. How things could have gone? Could things have gone different because we were up? Well, we actually had overtaken the Panamera. Whether we would have been able to hold on to that, I'm not sure. I don't know whether we quite had the pace with our vehicle. Certainly, though, it's not bad. It's not bad. I hate to say it about an SUV. It's not too bad, though, the Macan. As it crosses the line, we will have to settle for a 5th place. The good news is, team-wise, we get more than enough points in this one. A good showing indeed for a red team. Still, the cars beating all the SUVs on our team, but I'm doing the best I can, goddammit. Well, we are back off-road for our next race, the Highland Farm Scramble, hoping for a little bit of redemption here. Yeah, still slightly saddened about the previous one. Okay, we got a not bad spot on the grid. I mean, we're on sort of snowy gravel for this one. They got their 968 on front row. They got a Macan. They got their Cayenne up here as well. The 944 is all the way at the back. We know that thing is pretty fast, so that's a bonus for me if we can get away cleanly. If we can make a couple of positions, although it's all SUV, bloody hell, it is all SUVs up at the front. My gears are silly in this. Should have tried to adjust them better. It's still, the first gear is super short, which doesn't really help. We're through turn 1 nice and cleanly. We move ourselves up into a fourth position. The 911 actually had a pretty good start from behind us. Those get some pretty big tyres as well, I should say, with the wide body kit, although I think if you go with the big tyres and the wide body kit, they're quite down on power from what I remember. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I built one. It may have given Blue Team a little bit more of a squeeze through there than I quite intended, but this is the sort of start that we wanted. We're up into 3rd place now, chasing after the lead pair. Actually get a good run through here to the inside of our teammate. We might struggle to quite keep this momentum up on the exit, though. This is what I'd be worried about. No, we are going to be far enough alongside, and we will move ourselves into 2nd place. So that's about as good a first lap as we could up. Well, from where we were on the grid and everything, coming out of all of that in 2nd, chasing down the leader is pretty good. We've got a good top-end speed advantage on that 968. We're going to have a look. Maybe, I'm not stopping for turn 1. Bloody hell. Okay, we got some big air time to brakes. I'm very glad I didn't end up clattering into the door. I mean, it is a bright enough coloured vehicle. Very glad I ended up clattering into the door. I just couldn't get it stopped in time. I was a little bit later. I was going to be later on the brakes than the 968. I wanted to overtake it, but I think I found some bumps. And, well, funnily enough, when the wheels are in the air, they're not really doing a good job of slowing the car down. And there's some bumps on that inside line I've got to be a little bit careful of going for that one. Or just be earlier on the brakes is probably the safer option. That's a really nice amount of speed we got through that corner. So, I mean, at the moment it's looking like we're going to have... This looks like the battle for, say, for the lead. I think I've got the fastest vehicle here. We've just got to try and find a way past now. Here we go. Get the straight line speed, although a little bit wide. Ooh, just bounced off the wall a smidge there. Not quite got it done through that section. We're behind the 968 as we go across the bumps here. Can we have a go at turn 1 again? I'm going to be earlier on the... Ooh, earlier on... That inside line there is not nice. I just lost the back end. Proto says sorry, although not really sure much they could have done about that. We were... Okay. My car is not liking the bumps down there, which is unusual. So I've had vehicles that don't like the bumps down there, but they've normally been cars either not built for rallying or, you know, something... Well, in fact, they've always been cars not built for rallying, often not on rally suspension or whatever. Not had an SUV have problems there. I mean, that time I was earlier on the brakes, we hit the bump and then just the back end moved around a huge amount. That's... I mean, a bit concerning, if I'm perfectly honest with you. It's cost us another lap with forward and back. Again, we're so quick through this section. We've got so much speed through all of this. Once again, the 944 is all the way up into 4th place. We know that car is quick. Points-wise is very, very close, actually, between all of us. We get a huge run through there. Oh, not again. I am bloody cursed down that section. So that time I'm trying to pull the vehicle away so I don't hit the bumps on the inside, and I pulled it too far the other way. Oh, we've got to have some perfect laps now. If we're going to actually have a chance, we're going to have to spend this lap catching up, and then next lap is going to have to be perfect, and we're going to have to find a way past. The most annoying thing is, I know I have the quickest car here. I've got the quickest car here by a decent margin as well. It's definitely the best. It's pulling away. It pulls away immediately from 3rd, and within a lap we catch back up to the leader. I just keep making stupid mistakes. I keep getting in trouble on these bloody bumps. Okay, good run through this section is important. The fences have long since been cleared out by vehicles, so we don't have to worry about that. Once again, I mean, we're right there behind the 968. Huge amount of speed down this section. Do we have a look at turn 1? We had so many issues at turn 1. Do we really want to have a go here? We are alongside. Again, we get trouble on the landing in a completely different way this time. That was the initial landing, although we get the vehicle under control better. We know where we're quick. We know we're quick coming out that hill. We know we're quick down towards the finish line. If we could maybe get ourselves set up for a run there, that would be good. We are much closer than we have been on the previous lap. It's a little bit wide, actually, through there, but that's fine. Oh, the 968 is very, very wide, and that brushes the wall. That loses an awful lot of speed. Can we throw the vehicle down the inside here? We can. We draw alongside. We are going to be on the long way round, though, at this next corner, which is not necessarily what we want. The 968 gets underneath us. We have to have a little bit of a lift through there. It's a good pass, actually, from the bright greeny yellow Porsche, as that will move up back to the lead. And this is where we have been quick. We're going to try and go alongside, although there's not quite the space for us to make it stick. There's not quite the gap to put the vehicle in. Can we still do this? Can we still get a run somewhere? It doesn't look like we can. We're not going to be able to do it. I needed another lap. I needed another lap of setup, really. We left it too little too late there. That's annoying. Oh, and the points as well. The points, I was so busy fighting I didn't even check the points. They swung the other way. If I'd found a way past the 968, we would have won that round. I'm annoyed. I had the fastest car. I should have been able to win that one. It was a great fight. Some silly mistakes by me and got caught out on the bumps a couple of times. Definitely would need some tweaking of the setup just to be happier with them bumps or suspension or something. I'm a fool. Should have been, could have been a lot more. Macan is good, but yeah. Well, this is the deciding round. The Moorhead farm circuit. It is 2 apiece. Whichever team wins this one will be victorious. Ooh, and we have a nice spot on the grid here. We start on pole position. Well, on the front row. I shouldn't say pole, actually, because it varies which team actually has the pole. But we're on the front row for red team here with the Macan. We've got the 968 that we sat and looked at alongside. The 944 is quite close up here as well. Whatever happens, I have to say I've been impressed with the Macan. It's been very good off-road. I've let it down. It's been actually pretty damn good on the tarmac. We are on the pole position. Let's see what we can do in terms of running away from the pack. The 968 gets a terrible, terrible launch. I don't know whether it normally gets that bad of a launch or it was just slow away this time around. It's a very, very slow start. We will lead the pack towards turn 1. That's always dangerous here. It's always difficult getting the vehicles stopped. I'm a little bit wide, actually, through there. We don't hit the wall, but we do let the 944... Not that I could have actually done much, because I think the 944 would have got us anyway. It just would have driven through us in the ghost mode. But we did at least avoid the wall. Oh, the 356 is to the inside of us. And we'll move up into second. Now, this is perhaps not going to be the greatest circuit for the Macan. This is a bit more of a power circuit. There's some hills to contend with. The Macan's strength is really, well, the big tyres. It is actually quite good in the slower corners and acceleration zones. It's good at, of course. The 356 is up the inside. I really struggle with the final corner of this track. Always have done. Always have done. It's a bit of a fiddly corner to get right. We will, though, take that second place. Points are looking good for us. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5. If we can keep that up, I'd be happy. 944 has a fairly sizable lead at the moment. Can we get it stopped now for this sort of... Technically it's turn 3, but it's the first big braking zone, a very, very important corner. I think Proto may have... think they gave me a little bit of... not Proto, sorry. Maybe Proto further back may have actually got into trouble. No, I thought I saw the speech bubble from the car behind me from giving us a bump, but something further back happened to one of our Macans, and that's hurt us in points big time, actually, as that's maybe missed a checkpoint? Not quite sure. It's plummeted all the way down the order. We could really do with beating that 944, you know, if at all possible. If we could beat that, we get a really good final turn, actually. And the 944 was a little slow through there. Could we? Could we possibly? I don't know if we really have a faster car around this circuit. Something's happened to the 968 as well. That's all the way down the bottom. Could be some missed checkpoints, or could have been somebody missed the braking into this corner and punted, and some waiting, etc. Don't know. They're just random speculation at this moment in time. Still a little bit wide at turn 3. We are definitely better through some of these corners than the 944. We've definitely got more speed in a couple of places. We just don't quite have the top end. It's the weight of the Macan. Possibly a little bit of aerodynamics as well, but yeah, it's just a little bit too heavy perhaps to lug it all the way up the hill, but it does carry good speed in these corners. The 944 has a bit of a slide through this final turn. We probably didn't want third gear in all of that. Can I do anything about this car? Behind us, they're still fighting away. I mean, if one of the vehicles behind us looks like they're much quicker than me, I'm just going to let them go. This is a team adventure at the end of the day. If it looks like somebody can challenge that 944 better than I can, then by all means they can get past. I'm not going to fight them. Oh, we run a little bit wide again and bump the wall. I could do without doing that. Could really be helpful not doing that one as we head once bottom of the hill. So that's the corner coming towards this hill I seem to gain a fair bit on. The Panamera has found its way past the 356. I don't know whether it's going to have enough time to catch up. I don't think any of us have got any time. I'm impressed with the Macan. I really thought that 944 was going to completely and utterly drop us around this circuit. Oh, well, it might do if I drive like that. A little too brave under brakes. But, yeah, I really thought that car was just going to bugger off at the front. The Macan has done admirably, I have to say here. It has done very, very well indeed to be fighting it with the sports cars, with the, well, I guess the Panamera is also a big, heavy all-wheel drive vehicle, but it's fighting, you know, in this group, and it's not, you know, it's not slow. It's not slow whatsoever. Points are not going our way. It's definitely, our other two Macans are not having... I think they're the non-turbo Macans are not having a good time around this circuit, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, we are too far back. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing any of us could have done, in fact, through all of this. None of us quite had the pace of that 944. And, yeah, we're going to sit in second place. It's another second place for the Macan. I think that's 3 seconds now we've had. Wait, no, definitely 2. It should have had some wins. We didn't get second of the other one. We fell over, didn't we? The Macan is a really, really good car, I have to say. As much as I hate to admit it about the SUV, that is actually a pretty damn solid choice of race car. It has done very, very well in this field. It should have and could have gone better in some places, which is always a little bit of a shame when you get that. And sadly, that failure to get a victory in the previous round does mean the blue team is final, and blue team are going to win the adventure. A very, very close adventure. In the end, it came down to 50 points. No, not in the final race, admittedly, but it could have been that, yeah. There we go, well done, blue team. It was a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun. As I said, I'm thoroughly impressed with that Macan. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you'd like to sign up and take part in the next one of these, you can via our forums. There's a link in the description. Find the FailRace versus the community section, and you can sign up in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.